And we're underway in the second half. We're going to savour this. Please stick with us here.
Push in the back, Brisbane.
7 News special tonight with all the latest. Sends it high and long. Strong down the wing. Segler got it down to O'Meara. And now Berry steers it to the ever agile and talented Eric Hipwood. It's a surreal thing at the moment, I must admit. So much swirling around everyone's heads, and all Eric Hipwood thinks about is, can he kick one 50 metres? He's done it before. He's getting a bit of advice, you can hear. Eric the Eel, I think, one of the Hawthorn players might have...
Bruce feigned as if he was just going to take the ball out, kept it in, and ends up with Berry, who kicks the ball forward. Might have come just off the outside of the boot deliberately to put it right into the path of McStay, who's...
Forward has actually clunked a contested mark from the front position. Now McStay, get hard, don't pulling it.
Angle's only 45, and he's absolutely laced it straight through the middle. McStay gets his first of the year. Clever to the slap. Here's a chance for Bruce. Got one at this end earlier. He's got another. He's a superb finisher. Hawks extend their lead again by Bruce's brilliance.
Let's have a look at this. I mean, that's a fantastic hit into space by Segler. And then once he got the ball with a little bit of space, the ability to hit the ball over his shoulder, I mean, that is a wonderful combination between terrific ruck work by...
And helped out. Hipwood gets involved. Somehow got his left boot to it. And then a second time around the corner. Well, I think Lyons might have been better served to call McCluggage out of it. Got the ball back to McCluggage. He got into the hands of Berry.
Got a lot of substance, part of the leadership group, but certainly a potential captain as he matures into his 20s.
22 now. Jared Berry from Warrnambool. He's
now at the back. The Hawks get it to Wingard. They're out here, the Hawks. If they can get it moving, Piopolo's got a ball inboard and he accepts it to O'Brien. Back to Hanrahan. Sean Burgoyne's in the goal square all on his own. Will it get there? Didn't quite. He's pretty clever. He's got options and got through a couple and just did what he does better than anyone else. The Silks got 3.
Last bit now, it looked like Marcus Adams had him cold in the tackle, but somehow or other fell off the tackle, and then it becomes a really easy goal from Burgoyne. He's a hard to tackle, Burgoyne always has been.
Sometimes you've just got too many tricks in the trick bag league. He was just sort of scared. I reckon you'd pick that out. Charlie's just saying, get it to me quickly before the camera. Oh, Charlie was going to do something special. Have a look at this.
Oh. No, he does have the odd unrealistic attempt. That was...
Bailey grabbed him, ball dislodged. Bailey had time to get it, then measures the kicks to full forward, going back with a bit of speed as McCarthy might go off the ground. Cameron, he puts it into the back of the net, and he gets one for the line.
This one here, that's the tackle, turns the ball over. Even then, the Lions kicked the ball into a relatively contested area, but at least there was not too many numbers there, and McCarthy and Cameron set it up.
If you just joined our coverage for each other, we will get through it. Footy will be back. Lachie Neale, he's only thinking about this goal now. He's been...
Finish off on that. I'm a firm believer in good comes from everything, and it might be that we all just look after each other a little better. Who knows? Let's get through it all together, though. So Frost to half forward. That's not as any footballer would like to deliver a ball into the forward line. There's no forward would like it delivered. Somehow, the Hawks still alive. Hanrahan saw his man wide. Here's O'Brien, just pulls the kick. Not ideal, but Bruce makes it look a little better than it was. O'Brien this time set sail for home. Better at kicking goals than delivering to players. O'Brien puts one through.
Review underway.
So home we get a look at the new Arc bunker, which is back at AFL headquarters, powered by...
Looking at these angles, there appears to be a gap between the ball and the post.
Beaten to it in the end. Around the corner, Noah Answorth thumps the ball. Front spot, Rayner through the legs of Segler. Picked up by Stratton. Couldn't put boot to ball. Hipwood might use his right boot. He's gone long. Lions fans at home will be cheering. Players happy. He's got a couple.
They have persisted with this driving the ball to the front of the goal square, the Lions, but every now and again, someone has to do something special at ground level. That's his second ground level goal, Hipwood, but that was a That was a really nice shot under pressure. They've got to take every chance.
And couldn't possibly end up with 4, could he? Scully might allow him to. Burgoyne, terrific pickup, too far out and just works it to a dangerous spot. Sets up Patton. So Patton, 89 games as a Giant over 8 years. Leading goal scorer years ago. His first goal now as a Hawk.
But more importantly, Burgoyne found him in that space.
That's right.
And then we often...
Debutant in Devon Robertson.
Big O slaps it forward. O'Meara had the runner in Isaac Smith. His handball just a little astray there, but enough time for Liam Shields to dump a long one. Burgoyne's been supreme. Big pack. Smashed that one down to ground level. Bruce, he's so good in this situation with his core strength and his balance. Robinson got through the other way. Big John O'Patton slapped it down towards O'Brien. Marcus Adam had it stripped out of his hands. Burgoyne bruised. Clever little knock on. Hammer in a hand, hit the post.
The shoulder after the kick. I think, let's have a look, that was what he, fell badly last August, September, but it sort of was...
No risk
I
policy.
think he was going to leave the Giants, so
And drives the ball, again in the Patton direction. He's just covered some miles in the last 60 seconds.
Again.
Here he comes for 4. Does he think about giving off, or does he think about sealing the deal? Gave it off for Patton, not for the first time. Patton, though, offline. The afternoon at half-back, and it's been moved into the ruck, but half-back / ruck rather than ruck / forward, as he's been for a long time. And Wingard gets
damage. They just break the game open. He's had 18 disposals, kicked a goal, but it just, whenever he gets the ball in the middle of the ground.
Game high, 21, if he can nurse the ball through. He's pretty clever. He's pretty happy too. Hawks out to a 21-point lead.
Rayner, he liked that confidence. He looked, that one was ahead of him and decided to take it on. McStay, good grab, reached over the top.
Long high ball, pack of players, Hipwood's there. All the Hawthorn defenders, although McAvoy's in the ruck at the moment, maybe that helped a little bit because they haven't got their tallest defender there, and McStay grabbed it.
Made his debut in Jonathan Brown's last game, and I think John O'Brien would be pretty proud of what he did just then. That's his second goal. Where we could be playing a grand final away from the Coliseum here. Everything's on the table, isn't it?
And that's true. Andrews has gone across, taken
accurately and concisely. Big boy McAvoy, can he sneak it home? Pull the kick late. Set a bit of a task for his teammate out there in Shields. Now spills out to Warple, 40 metres out. He's got a good opportunity to score, but eventually re-strap, putting the boot back on. They need Charlie out there. And they need a quick goal. They might get one now. Zorko, the skipper, left foot shot. Can it bend and bounce? A couple of big strong marks from their two biggest. Back with a flight, O'Brien. Warple did really well to Scully, who burned off his opponent, had run harder than anyone else and might have just kicked the sealer there, Tom Scully.
I mean, Scully really just got on the end of the ball then. He was the forward player and the quick kick forward found him. But just his ability to cover the ground. I mean, Wingard is covering the ground fairly well. But
that was the resting ruckman.
Wait, but about 50 years ago was the resting ruckman in defence.
Shields drives a long ball. Warple using all his body strength.
Hawthorn advantage.
Well, he's played advantage to Bruce. He must have known the don't argue ability of Luke Bruce, who put it straight through on the ground. This was an interesting advantage call there. You can see play stops. Umpire said,
well, he took the advantage and then he thought he was probably going to not take it. But once you've taken the advantage, you can't just then change your mind and go back when you've taken 3 or 4 steps, which Bruce had. But really, the tackling, the pressure then on him, he almost fell away completely, ran into an open.
As we know, a lot of questions around at the moment. Walks surging forward again, Bruce. He's got Wingard out the back. Wingard, clever player, twists, turns, sums it up, and Wingard gets another.
Because when Wingard or Burgoyne, either of them to be honest, when they get the ball with a metre to spare, you know that their skill's going to enable them to kick the goal. That one, the curling the ball over his shoulder from 20 metres out, is just an absolute picking piece for
what is going on out the back. This is Harry Morrison. Able to just pop it down the line, but standing in the way, Jared Lyons. He's got Hipwood out the back, and Eric Hipwood is going to have a shot Might be after the final signing. It's had a good afternoon, Hipwood, Lee.
Yeah, he's been useful. He has. Yeah, no, he's been a damaging forward for the Lions. He's done well.
Beautiful looking athlete, this man. 200 centimetres. Eric Hipwood. He finishes with the final goal of the afternoon, and the final margin will be a 28-point win to the Hawthorn Football Club.